Everybody should know what time it is. We'll wait on a few people to get up here. Matter of fact, we ain't gonna much wait. We ain't waiting for nobody. Uh, Welcome to Bucs World, everybody. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, you so black, you need that light. Yeah, you're gonna need that light, buddy. 'Cause that's how
Keep
black.
going.
That's how black you are. So everybody, if you don't know, we're gonna go ahead and get straight into it. The Bucs beat the Saints 17-16. And I'm gonna go ahead and get straight to it, man. Brandon, you were so loser, man. Brandon cut his TV off. I was at the game. I was enjoying myself. I got the shirt right here to prove it. Brandon cut the TV off, and he sent me a text saying, "I hate that you had to sit through this."
I'll tell you what I did.
I hate that you got to sit through this horrible team. That's what you said.
I'll tell you what I did. You don't got to speak for me. I can speak for myself.
This team is horrible. I can read the text. You said that.
I did.
You said, sorry, you had to sit through this game. This team is terrible. Now, and then Brandon sent me a text about almost an hour later, 50-something minutes later. He said, I take that back, LOL. You got a good game. Now, which one is it, bro?
You got a good game, but this team still ain't that good. The Saints are just terrible, too.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you last week? I said we're going to Super Bowl, right?
And you don't believe that. You cannot believe that. This offense, the offense has to produce more. And I told myself I wasn't going to talk that much today, but the offense is still like, I'm still on the Byron Leftwich has to go. I mean, it's inexcusable to have 3 points most of the game, and then you score 14 going, late in the 3 minutes left in the game to win. Like, it's just inexcusable. You play a good team, there's no way you win it with 3 points going into the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. I mean, it's just the Bucs offense, something is wrong, and it shouldn't be wrong when you got Tom Brady, when you got a Mike Evans, you got Chris Godwin, when you got Julio Jones making, big catches, when you got, Rashad White running a rookie, Leonard Fournette, when you got like all these offensive weapons, this is inexcusable. That's why I said, we 6-6. We are what our record says, and the offense has to get better. And I don't know what it's going to take. Well, I know it's going to take another coach calling plays, but it's just when you look at the Bucs offense and you watch, you was at the game, none of the play calls are surprising. Like, nothing surprises you about the plays that are called in that Bucs offense. Dump offs, the little slants, like nothing surprises you. That's why I remember, what was that? Last month, I forgot the team the Bucs played, but the next game, one of the defensive players was like, yeah, they called every play we knew they was going to call. There was no surprise. That's bad. Huh? That was the Ravens, yeah. That's bad when the opposing team knows. Huh?
You're reading the comment.
That's bad when the opposing team knows. Actually, thank you for agreeing with me. When the opposing team knows your plays.
You're a Saints fan, bro.
I know, but no, that game though. Maybe this is also the second spark the Bucs needed, seeing how they could play when they are clicking. I mean, and to be in the game, you could talk about that. I'm sure it was probably the exciting game to be there, and I'm glad.
The best game I ever went to in my life. The best game I ever went to in my life. I done been about, I don't know, 6 Bucs games in my life, and I'm gonna tell you what. The fans, I don't think no fan pay to stress. I'm gonna just get that out the way. But it did feel good just knowing that I was in person and I got a chance to see it all come down to the wire. Was it fun? Yes. Did I like it? From the, in the beginning, no, I didn't like it because it looked like we was on the way of collecting the L. Also, the stadium was in full capacity. Everybody was there. 100% capacity. It was not an open seat. Right around what we was down, like what, 16-3?
Yeah, going to the it was like 6 minutes left in the fourth, 5 minutes.
It was 16-3, I think, like 5 minutes left on the clock. I literally saw about 30% of the fans get up and leave. They got up and left. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to leave too. But then I thought about it and I said, you know what? I don't want to mess up the experience for the person I'm with. So let me just go ahead and just dish it out. So I dished it out. And thank God we turned out on top. Now, what you're not talking about the end. See, here's the problem I got about the Bucs. Here's the problem I don't like. It seemed like you said, they called all these little simple plays, and a lot of them plays don't even be a lot of them do be simple. But you gotta let's talk about how Tom Brady keep on overthrowing people like Julio, Mike Evans, and all this stuff. He been overthrowing people for a while, especially this year. He ain't been connecting at all because there's a lot of plays we could have really came out on top with a lot of games, but Tom overthrowing people. It ain't really the receiver's fault. They're not. It's not like they're not running their routes. So let's talk about Tom and his arm, and let's talk about why does it always seem like we got to come down to the wire to move the offense and do what we're supposed to be doing. Like, why is this always happening?
Because that goes to coaching. That comes to coaching. If your team is lethargic for 3.5 quarters, that's all coaching. It's all coaching. Just like with the Saints loss, it's all coaching. There's no way the Saints should have lost this game. And that's why if you go on like all the Saints blogs and look at all the comments, people want
blew that.
They blew the game. The Saints defense was playing
amazing.
The Saints defense was playing amazing until those last 5 minutes. And the Saints had some questionable calls too. Passing on that 3rd and 1, not going forward on the 4th down when it was right there. So I mean, coaching can win or lose a game, and that's just the nature of football. But I think for the
Bucs, they woke up the next day yesterday and chose violence. They say they didn't want their coach around no more.
I know that's what I'm saying. I saw all the posts. They're ready for him to get out of New Orleans too. Just like I'm ready for Byron to be going out of Tampa. But we can talk about a different day. I don't know. I mean, overall it's a good win. Yes, we're 6-6, first place in NFC South in a terrible division, but first place nonetheless. So that's the good thing, and we know we're in the driver's seat of being in first place because we beat the Saints, the Falcons lost. The only team who would have a tiebreaker over us is the Carolina Panthers, but they are still 2 games behind. So the Bucs are pretty much in the driver's seat. They just got to keep winning, and it's a 17-game season. The best we can finish is 11-6. I don't see them doing that. So you think the Bucs squeak in the playoffs either being 9-8, 10-7.
Now, when we won our first Super Bowl, didn't we leave? Didn't we finish the regular season 11-5?
11-5, yeah.
All right. Now when we won in 2020, how many games we lost that year?
You talking about the last Super Bowl?
Yeah, we lost like 5 games that year, right?
No, we was 12-4, right?
Whatever it is, we only 2 games behind. So who say we can't win?
Oh, but them teams are definitely a lot better than this team.
Who say we can't win the rest of the game and go to Super Bowl?
Right, that team is a lot better. Yeah, so 11-5 in 2020, 2021. The Bucs were. See, that don't count. The Bucs finished. 13-4, but we only lost 4 games that season. So.
Well, we're gonna win the rest of our games, and we're going to Super Bowl.
That ain't gonna happen.
Somebody talking about this the Eagles year.
Oh, I mean,
what
I said from week 1, I said when I saw the Eagles play them first 2 games, I said, okay, they're serious, and a lot of people was not giving Jalen Hurts his props, and he's probably gonna win MVP this year. He's balling.
So let's talk about this, man. You know what really hurt my heart when I was out there, even though they lost, and I really don't care about that part. It was the fact that I seen Jameis, bro. Excuse me?
He said he didn't touch the field.
Well, see, I saw it from another angle too. I saw him warming up, getting his hips loosened and all that stuff. The first 2 quarters he was pacing back and forth. And then I ain't really see him in the 3rd and 4th quarter. And I'm like, dang, you would have thought they would at least have thrown Jameis out there for at least 2 plays. At least 2 players against the Bucs. I mean, let's talk about it too. The team has not really changed since Jameis left or since he played. The defense is pretty much still the same. He still know those guys. So I don't know. I felt bad for Jameis, man. I do think they need to get rid of him. I say they need to go ahead and give him back. You want Jameis back?
No, he's right where he's at now. The Bucs do need to look for, and again, I know people Love Jameis. I like James. I was his biggest fan.
You don't
When he
like
was in the
James.
Bucs.
You don't like James.
I was his biggest. I was his biggest fan when he was in a Bucs jersey.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You was not the biggest fan.
His time is just passed and it's over.
His time is past.
Yeah, in a Bucs in Tampa
He
Bay.
never truly had a chance to play with the Saints like that. He never truly had a real chance. He got hurt last year. He got hurt this year. I mean, damn.
It's over. But no, I think when we talk about the Bucs, I mean, a lot you got to look forward to this season. I mean, you're 6-6. I still think there's issues on this offense. The Bucs secondary got beat on Sunday. I know Carlton Davis was pissed on that pass interference call, but we're going into week 13, 4 games left on the season. I mean, you gotta win all of them to try to be 10-6.
No, it won't be no 10-6. It'll be 11-6.
It's 17 weeks. Remember, they got a bye week, so it'll be I think I was counting 17, but yeah, it's 17 weeks.
It's 11-6.
It's 17 weeks. Remember, you got a bye week, so technically you only play.
But we get an extra game in a year.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. 17. Yeah. My bad.
We get an extra game. It'll be. You're right. 11-6.
11-6. Yeah.
Okay, then this ain't the old NFL no more, Brandon.
Yeah, 11-6. But I think it's going to be a 10-7.
Here come Trey with it.
I think it's going to end up being a 10-7.
I know Trey ain't laughing. He need to focus on his sorry ass Steelers and why they keep. Are they winning or they losing? Matter of fact, I really don't care. But
they are on the Kenny Pickett train and trying to figure out. They a little high because they beat the Falcons the other day. So
he said I rock with Jameis. He still can ball bad as Andy played. Oh, he still can ball as bad as Andy played. Saints still ain't play him.
No, I honestly think the
Saints. I'm trying to tell you, bro. That jump was crazy, bro. That just blew my mind.
I think the Saints had and I like getting the Saints had the best position to win with Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton looked good.
The man never had a shot. The man never had. Come on, bro. How many games he lost him this year? 2, 3 games. Come on, bro. Like, stop it. It's not his fault he got hurt last year, bro.
That's correct, but I think the Saints played better with Andy Dalton. At least against Monday they did. Now I think I saw James' comment where he was like, him getting hurt shouldn't have been his punishment. I do agree with that. He should have, once he came off injury,
get the man a whole season, bro.
Had a chance, but I don't think. Again, we're not in practice, so we don't know what happens in practice.
Somebody said Andy sucked. Trey said Andy sucked.
Oh, he does overall, yes. But I'm saying he's playing well for the Saints, and that playing well doesn't mean that he's putting up these Hall of Fame numbers because Jameis had the Saints. The Saints weren't winning with Jameis either.
Bro, they only lost 3 games with this man, bro. What are you talking about? He never had hope. And he got more games, and he played way more games as a Saint than Jameis.
I'm talking about.
Let's talk about it.
This season. I ain't talking about last season.
I don't care. I'm talking about collectively as a whole. How did Andy get more games than the Jameis?
Because again, I don't think we don't know what's happening in practice.
Bro,
we don't know.
Hey man, I can honestly see Jameis in a Steelers jersey. I can see him in a Steelers jersey. And I say give him back. But you don't want him back. I want him back. He's not the same Jameis anymore. He said Steelers don't need Jameis. Kenny is the future. Man, y'all gonna stop playing around with Jameis. Jameis gonna find a team and he gonna turn things around one day. But y'all gonna stop disrespecting this man's name. I'm sick of it. I've been sick of it for a long time. Somebody gonna do right by him, bro. And he gonna find a team that's gonna really appreciate him. He hasn't found a team that. Excuse me.
He had a team in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he didn't prove himself. 5
years. He's new and improved right now.
Now, Dennis Allen, the problem is Dennis Allen may not be in New Orleans that long, so Jameis may get his chance again. I don't think Dennis Allen's gonna last. I don't think Dennis Allen's gonna last in New Orleans. They don't take losing well in that Bayou City, so I don't see Dennis Allen lasting that long. If the Saints keep losing, and again, the NFC South is a terrible division. The Saints are terrible. The Bucs are a bad team. It's just the Falcons keep having their chances. A bad team.
We're not a bad team. We're not a bad team.
What do you call the Bucs?
Our defense is still good. Our defense is still top tier. What are you talking about?
I said team. Team.
We're not a bad team. We're not a bad team. We're not a bad team. We're just questionable. We're not gonna do that. James gonna revamp his career like Geno and make everybody eat their words. I'm trying to tell you, bro. I know what I'm talking about. It's gonna happen, bro. He's gonna find a franchise that appreciate him. He's gonna find one. And to be honest, let's talk about it. The Bucs never appreciated James.
It was there for 5 years.
It don't matter. That was coach's decision. Tampa Bay fans didn't really want him there like that.
Bro, he was there for 5 years, and they took up with his BS the whole throwing stuff through the drive-through and all that stuff when he was a player.
Don't do it because I can really go there if you want me to. You're lucky we on a platform where I really can't talk about it. But if you're talking about that little incident in the Uber, that was some bull job. So we can really talk.
What I'm saying is that the Bucs stood by. You cannot say the Bucs or the fans didn't. No, the Bucs and the fan base stayed by Jameis' side, and Jameis is not coming out here to Charlotte. The Panthers don't want nothing to do with Jameis Winston. That would never happen.
You don't need to go to that sorry team anyway. Y'all don't even know what to do with quarterbacks.
And the Panthers
that's actually y'all can't find no quarterback for nothing.
That is the problem. The Panthers just don't have a quarterback, and a quarterback for the Panthers is the thing they're missing because they have the talent. Clearly, beat the Bucs this year. So, and that's one thing the Panthers are missing, and that is a quarterback. And so that's what I'm saying is that when you look at the NFC South,
and Baker Mayfield is with the Rams.
Yeah,
they see something in him. They see something in him.
So that's like the one thing when you're in a terrible division, you got to take advantage. And that division, the NFC South, is not going to be that bad anymore as long because you got to think the Panthers have a great defense, nucleus already. They still have DJ Moore at wide receiver. They just need a quarterback. The Falcons just need a quarterback. Kyle Pitts is still on that offense. Their defense slowly coming around. For the Bucs, you got to take your window when you can. And that's why, for me, this year has been so disappointing and having a 6-6 record because this was supposed to be, again, the year that the Bucs run away with the division because everybody was in rebuild mode. And yet you still, for the Bucs, carried the same mantra. Bruce Arians sliding with Ty Bowles. So the team wasn't supposed to miss a step. And that's been the disappointing part about this whole thing. But yeah, I don't. Oh yeah, and I always said I would eat my words. I did say the Bucs was probably gonna lose on Monday, so
that's the only time Brandon gonna admit it because I actually got texts and I got messages. I got receipts.
I always admit when I'm wrong.
Of you giving up? Nah, you don't admit when you're wrong, bro. Let's talk about. Don't tell that lie. You never admit when you're wrong.
I always do.
You ain't have no choice this time because I called you out. I exposed you. Y'all see that look? Y'all see that crazy look on his face? See, that's what I'm talking about.
I always been wrong. I said the Bucs was gonna lose because they were playing like trash.
Just like you said, the Bucs wasn't going to Super Bowl in 2020, and what I kept saying, we going. I said it the year before, we going. And what happened? It happened. All right. Now we're going to Super Bowl this year too, and you're gonna eat every single last one. We go. I. How about this? I'm gonna be bold with this. The Bucs gonna win the rest of the games of the season. Watch what I say.
Who watching
whether we got a kick, scratch, punch, cheat.
Who watching this stream?
If we got a kick, punch, scratch, and cheat, we're going to win the rest of our game.
Who watching the stream? Can you see who watching it? Because I want to say
I don't care if the game is rigged, they're going to give it to us. We're going to win the rest of our game.
Who watching the stream? I want to say something. I want.
Oh, it's recorded regardless. We're going to win the rest of our game.
And I'm about to say, what you over there?
if we don't go to Super Bowl, we're going to the NFC champion, the NFC.
What you over there eating?
What?
What you over there eating?
I ain't eating nothing.
Oh, because your brain is.
I'm eating early dubs. That's what I'm eating. Bucs beat 49 in 1917. Matter of fact, we finna wash their ass 34-12. 34-13. Yeah, we're gonna beat them 34-13. We going over there, they coming to us.
We in Cali.
Oh, and also old boy broke his foot, so we'll be all right.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of moves, I am glad Jalen Darden is finally no longer on the Bucs roster.
You said what?
I'm glad Jalen Darden is no longer on the Bucs roster. They released him. He's just
hold on. Speak on Jalen real quick. Speak on.
Yeah, so we know, the Bucs released Jalen Darden. Statistically, he was doing okay, but just like, you never had a chance when you got a punt return, or it just looked like it was nothing about to happen when he got the ball on punt or kickoff return. So we'll see who's going to take over. Now for the Bucs and the 49ers game, the Bucs definitely do have a chance. Before, these past couple weeks, they're like, the 49ers better team, first place in their division, 8-4 right now. But so the 49ers, this is a perfect opportunity for the Bucs to get a winning streak. The 49ers, as you know, NFL called Mr. Irrelevant. That's who's going to be their starting quarterback on Sunday. Garoppolo is out. Trey Lance is already out. So you got, the 49ers, two top quarterbacks out. The Bucs is playing a third-string quarterback. But my asterisk on that, we know how the Bucs play when they play third strings or people that you have never heard of before. They make them look like Hall of Famers. The defense is. So the Bucs should be able to beat the 49ers. The quarterback that's playing for the 49ers was the last pick of the draft.
That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. We got Tom Brady.
But he was the last pick of the draft. And so you would hope as a rookie, and he's a rookie, this is his first year, you would hope a veteran team knows how to take care of a team that has a rookie quarterback who is not supposed to be that good. And so, but again, as I said before, we know how the Bucs defense, they like to make no-name quarterbacks become and look like a Hall of Fame quarterback. So I think the Bucs, before I would have been questionable about the Bucs beating the 49ers. But I do think, this time around they should have some luck and be able to beat the 49ers. I don't necessarily think it's going to be a close game like the Saints, but I'm just concerned about the Bucs offense because nothing that I've seen tells me they're going to be able to roll. And that's the problem, especially as we're now this late in the season. So something is not clicking, and that something is Byron Leftwich, and I think he just needs to give someone else the opportunity to call plays because it's just not working. And so you don't think that Byron is basically a head coach? You don't think he can be a head coach out here? Oh, he's ruined his head coaching options with this year and how the Bucs have played. Now, after that Super Bowl year, yeah, he probably would have gotten if he was in the right situation. But based off this year, no, he has ruined his opportunity to be anybody's head coach. The Bucs offense has not played good. And as a opposing team or as, a prospect, if you have Tom Brady, there's no reason why. And JB, I saw this the other day. This Bucs offense has scored less points than when the Bucs had Mike Glennon, when the Bucs had it was another quarterback. So this Bucs offense has scored less points than when they had Mike Glennon and no name receivers but Michael Clayton. So that is terrible when this offense has scored less points than the other Bucs offense when we were 5-11 every year.
We only put up about 217 points this year.
Correct. That ain't good.
I know. So you can't say we're a horrible team and we're a bad team. We're not, because that defense is what's holding us together. Let's talk about it now. The defense got to get a lot of credit, man. I don't think we're giving the defense enough credit.
They're playing good. My problem with the defense is that they play so well, not against the Saints, because they didn't do this Monday. So I give them their props. They played a complete game Monday. But for the overall this season, the theme has been they bend, but then they break on the last drive, let a team score on the last drive. Or like
they didn't do it this time.
That's what I said. They didn't do it Monday, so I hope that continues. But yeah, the Bucs offense got to find a way. They have to. That's the only way you're gonna win. Only way you're gonna win the playoffs, and that's the only way they're gonna complete your dream of playing in an NFC Championship game. Is the offense has to come around.
And also, I heard you speak on Jalen Darden about him. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna just say this, man. Shout out to Jalen, man. I got something to say about that. He was just one of those players where he never gave us any type of spark. I mean, not one, maybe one little 35-yard, 40-yard return. Now, my problem with it is this. When we first drafted him, his highlight reel wasn't about him being a punt returner or kickoff returner. It was him legitimately being a wide receiver, a speed receiver. And Mike Evans even was asked this year during training camp. They asked him, they said, who do you think is the most improved player this year that everybody should be on the lookout for? He said Jalen Darden. He said that. He said it multiple times. And I've heard it come from other players' mouths as well. My thing is this. Okay, the Bucs is a big power wide receiver team. Why is it that Jalen never got on that field? Why is it that he never lined up?
Why is it that he's Scotty Miller 2.0?
Okay, but I don't give a damn. He never got a chance. He never got the chances and the shots that Scotty got. So my thing is, why didn't he touch that field? We had him for what, 2-3 years? 2 years, right? And he never got a shot to play wide receiver with the all-time great. He never got a shot. So did we really utilize him the way he was supposed to be utilized? I mean, let's be honest. I mean, special teams this year, special teams in the NFL ain't what it used to be, especially from a kickoff return perspective. The punt is still the same, but the kickoff is not the same, man. So did he have more than enough chances? Yes or no? And did we utilize him right?
I mean, I think he did because think about it. For wide receivers, you get your start on special teams. Like that's where coaches throw you when they want to keep you on the roster and see what you can do. So I feel like if he would have had one return or something on kickoff or punt return, he would have still been on the team. And that was like his one place to shine, and he just didn't do it. Statistically, he wasn't that bad as a punt returner, but it just seemed like he had center vision, like he couldn't see the whole field. Like it was always running up straight, no cuts, nothing, no movement. Like it was just nothing.
So you want to know what Rip told me? Rip told me that let me see what Rip said. Well, first of all, he said that Russell Gage will be our punt returner. He said watch, and also he said that yeah, man, he was always scared to get hit, and I think that's the reason why they never played him at wide receiver.
Oh, you can tell because that wasn't the Saints game, but last Sunday, remember he caught that fair catch and no one was around him? I was like, yeah.
But what did he do?
He caught a fair catch and there was like no one around him.
What game was this?
He's done that multiple times though, where he will call a fair catch and there's no one around him.
Like I said, he was one of those players where he definitely had time to shine. He had 2 years to do it, but he never really gave us nothing. So, hey man, shout out to Jalen, man. I'm pretty sure he's gonna get a job. What you think? It ain't.
I don't know because I mean, again, like he don't have a wide receiver reel. So,
and you think some teams are gonna just all of a sudden just take a shot?
I don't know, and honestly, don't be surprised if he ain't back with the Bucs either next season or sometime late. I wouldn't be surprised either. The Bucs make moves sometimes to make room for another roster spot in a position they need. So I mean, don't be surprised.
He wasn't that bad of a returner though. He just never really gave us nothing. Has he even scored a touchdown before?
No, ever? That's why I said no. He wouldn't. No, nothing. Not even close.
That's not funny, bro. When I was at the game, I ain't gonna lie. You know, I said what up to Cuz. He turned around and said what up with it. And I ain't gonna lie. In the back of my mind, I said, I actually ain't saying in the back of my mind. I said it out loud. Before I walked up, I said, Cuz got a good 2 weeks left and they're gonna cut his ass. And it happened. And I'm like, dang, I feel kind of bad because I feel like I kind of put it in the air. But I think that Bucs fans, I mean, I don't think he won us over. He didn't win us over. I don't think nobody bought in. Did you buy in? Why would you can't push Scotty Miller back there?
Scotty Miller was back there at sometimes, remember? But I think with him too, if you're going to use him as a receiver, you don't want your receiver to get banged up.
Get banged up. All right. Boy, you agree with what Rip said when he said Russell Cage is going to be our returning watch?
It is probably either going to be him or Scotty. I would rather, if you want someone to get banged, put Scotty back. I think Russell Gage is a better receiver than Scotty. So, and Russell Gage, you cannot get him hurt. You're paying him all this money, and you brought him in free agency.
He ain't really getting nothing for us like that.
Correct. That's why, because he's been hurt. So you don't want to put an injury-prone person back there. But I do think it's probably going to be Russell or Scotty.
Oh, so he's been hurt all this time.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been hurt just about half the season. So that's what's been going on. Okay. Well. All right, man. So what's your prediction, man? What's going to be the score? I said 34-13. Our offense finna go out there and show out, man. And oh my God, I hate the fact that Christian McCaffrey is on that team. Oh my God, bro. I pray that they don't do well. I pray that we don't give this new quarterback some shine. But this is his time to shine now.
I give it. I think the Bucs, because again the 49ers are down. I know with the Bucs defense, it don't matter, but they're down to their last quarterback. I think that Todd Bowles should be able to pick them apart. And I think the Bucs understand that they cannot lose any more games. Like, I mean, you can't. They just cannot lose any more games until they, spread this lead. I think the Bucs win It's just hard because it's offense. I think it's going to be like a 24-10 game.
24-10.
Bucs win. Yeah.
19-17. We still get the dub.
I think like 24-10.
And shout out to Julio Jones, man. Julio Jones been kind of doing his thing lately, man. I'm glad he's getting a lot more, a little bit more shine, man. We need that cat. So thank God we got Julio too to space the field out, because the Lord have mercy, we didn't have no Julio. Where would this offense be for real? So yeah, I think that's it, everybody. We out here, man. Brandon, you want to sing the song?
Oh no, I'm good. I like the shirt though.
Hey, yeah, it's a eat, sleep, Bucs, repeat. You see that? Repeat. Yeah. You see that though. All right, y'all. Brandon ain't gonna sing it?
No.
Well, I kind of lost my voice, so I can't really be singing like that, bro. Our offense rough, our defense tough. Go Bucs. Go Bucs. Ain't no other team stopping us. Go Bucs. Go Bucs. In the Raymond James, we do our thing. Every time we score them cannons bang. If you want to see a game, go Bucs. Go Bucs. Brandon, what they say? I'm a Tampa Bay fan, and I'm going to stay with them. Blew that.
That's it.
Blew that. Hey, y'all, hold on.
Blew that said they're going to beat them Saints.
Blew that. Hey, and also too, for everybody that want to know, the funniest part about the entire game, the funniest before I get off, it was literally hearing half the stadium. I wish it was on TV. Half the stadium screaming, "Who that?" It was so hilarious and so satisfying to see and hear. I didn't expect that. And to see the faces, I ain't gonna lie, but they held their own. Them people in there talking their trash, but they held their head up high on the way out. But man, just hearing them say, "Who that?" Hearing the Bucs fans scream, "Who that?" Oh my Lord, that was so funny. I wish you was there to admit to experience it. I don't think I would ever. I might be able to experience it again, but not to that magnitude. That was crazy. Unless it's the playoffs. So yeah. So yeah, we out of here, man. Tampa Bay, we're going to Super Bowl. Brandon gonna have to he have to buy me about $500-600 worth of merch if we go, and he owed me a ticket. That's what we're gonna do. So yeah, y'all. Any last closing remarks?
They ain't going to the Super Bowl, but go Bucs.
Let's go.